Hey guys, and welcome to another gaming vlog. My phone is pretty low and I have to do a regular vlog, so I decided to do my vlog at the computer where I, record all my videos and do all my streaming, and it kind of makes sense to do vlogs here, so yeah, why not? I have the softbox dedicated just to the webcam here, so why would I not use it more often whenever I can, right? I think it's a good idea. Anyway, so the first thing I want to talk about is a few schedule changes. For both of my channels on YouTube, my videos are going to be uploaded around 3 p.m. right now, and that's because I keep waking up at weird times, like later in the evening, and then it's really hard for me to get a vlog recorded and uploaded by 7, and now that I don't have videos for my gaming channel queued, because I sometimes just get a lot of work done and do a lot of videos and then I have them queued for a long time, or I have a bunch of really interesting stuff on my vlog or on my stream, and then it's really easy for me to have a lot of highlights and stuff, so I get backlogged. And then at some point that kind of runs out and I have to start making videos in real time, and doing the video the day of, editing it, and uploading it in time for 7 p.m. just seems impossible at this point with my schedule at the moment. Also, my retro night is going to now be Saturday evening, so whenever I stream on Saturday, which might be Sunday morning, technically it might be after midnight, that will be our retro night. We decided that doing a stream after every F&M is kind of hard to do. One, because we might be tired after playing Magic for 4 rounds, which usually isn't the case, but the other might be that we have a Magic tournament on Saturday as well, and then we have to wake up really early for registration and stuff, and it might not be possible for us to come home at midnight, stream some retro games, then get any sleep at all, and then go to the tournament on Saturday, so that's something. But today I wanted to actually have a topic talk with you guys about episodic games, specifically Telltale Games. I really loved Wolf Among Us, the amount that I played it. I thought it was amazing. I thought the art style was really cool. It was kind of like comic booky, and at the same time had a lot of references to a lot of cool things that I really loved growing up, like a lot of fairy tales. And I thought it was just really cool, and I realized that there's also a comic book that revolves around it. But then, when I played the first 20 minutes of Game of Thrones, it kind of disenchanted me, and I don't really know why, and I can only surmise that it's because I watched the Game of Thrones TV show, so I have some kind of background on how interesting Game of Thrones should be, and then I felt like the graphics lacked, they were kind of bad. Like, the thing that made me so happy in the Game of Thrones game is that at the end of the intro we got to hear the Game of Thrones intro music, that comes from the actual TV show, and that shit's fucking awesome, and that was the part that was the most interesting to me, and that's kind of sad when a game can't keep me that interested. And I realize there's going to be a lot of characters that I recognize from Game of Thrones, so that's going to be kind of cool and enthralling, but at the same time it just feels like, okay, so first of all, I talk about how I liked the episodic games and the games that give you choice, or an illusion of choice is what a lot of people say that it is, because it doesn't really change a lot of things. And if you've played any Telltale games, you know that you have a choice and then you say something, and then sometimes the character will be like, he will remember that. Like in the top left corner or something, it will say, he will remember that. But then you get through the whole game and you realize that nothing really came of him remembering that you were an asshole or a good guy or anything. And I recall, I think in the beginning of Game of Thrones, your commander guy or whatever is gonna die, and then if you decide not to leave without him, if you're like, I'm not gonna go without you, like, he'll be like, oh, he'll remember that, and then like, a minute later in the story he dies, and it's like, what is he going to remember? For how long? How is this going to affect the story later on? And there are some things, like, I know in The Wolf Among Us, there was a point where you can decide to go to a dude's house to check him out, or you can go to the bar, I'm not quite sure, it's been a while. And if you decide to do one or the other, there's a difference in the story. And then there's a bunch of, like, hidden things, like, I don't really understand how to save the dude that's in his apartment where you push open the door, because I played through that episode in the story twice, and I could never save him, even though they act like if you go there first, you will be able to save him. So it's really weird, and it's kind of confusing how much your choice actually changes the gameplay. And I really like games that allow you to formulate relationships in certain ways with characters based on how you respond to things. I think that's really cool. If you can decide to be an asshole, or you can decide to date a different girl, like in Persona and a lot of other JRPGs, there's a lot of choice in those, like Steambot Chronicles, and I really love games that give you at least the illusion of choice, and I feel like in Telltale Games, it's very much so obvious that it's an illusion rather than actual choice, even though there are alternate endings, and I really like games that have alternate endings, so I feel like I really loved Telltale, and I was really excited to play The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones when the only game I had ever played was Wolf Among Us. But now that I've played a little bit of Game of Thrones, I've realized all of the things that people say that is bad about the Telltale games. When I did a video on episodic games for Zoomin Games, and when I talked about how much I loved Wolf Among Us, it seemed like a lot of people disliked Telltale, and they're like, oh, it's the same bullshit, it's the illusion of choice, oh, it's like too many quick time events, it's not really actually playing a game. And for me, like, I don't always need a lot of difficulty in a game, or I don't always need a lot of really in-depth, amazing, like, intricate and difficult gameplay. Like, for me, hack and slash games are good, action-adventure games are good, and then I have RTS games like StarCraft and League of Legends if I want to really work hard on a game that's really hard to play, like, that kind of thing. That gives me the sort of, like, PvP challenge and the, you know, being able to improve actual motor skills and stuff like that, and hand-eye coordination, and like, there's, like, FPSs if you want to play that kind of game. But then there's also games that, you know, just should be, like, a really good story, and you play through them, and how well you choose things and how well you do the QuickTime events do matter, but at the same time, it's not like an inherently difficult game, and I don't think that's actually necessary, and the fact that people hate on that kind of thing is kind of weird. You can say, like, oh, games that aren't difficult aren't really my kind of thing, or games that are more like movies aren't really my kind of thing, but if a game plays like a movie, it can be interesting too, and it's like more interactive and takes more of your thought process and is more personal. The gameplay that, you know, the story that you go through is more personal if you get to choose what's going on rather than just sitting back and watching an episode of Dexter or something where it unfolds the way it's going to unfold and you're sitting there kind of just like letting your brain rot watching it. It's more, you know, interactive, and I love that, and that's what you should love about games. And I think I am more of a well-rounded gamer than a lot of people, because a lot of people will just play one certain type of game, like they're an FPS player, or they're an RTS player, or people who have only played League of Legends and nothing else in their entire lives. I think I have more appreciation for different game genres, because I've played so many, and I grew up playing, like, pretty much every game I could get my hands on, I was playing and trying out, and for me, I found cute things and fun things and interesting things and difficult things about every single kind of game genre, as long as it's not like super FPS-y where it makes me dizzy and then there's like things that hold me back from actually playing it. I can't, in all honesty, say that I've played a game that I actually hated. I always seem to like feel bad if I say I hate a game. Like, I don't really like that game that much, but it's got some cute elements, and for me it's like that's kind of how I treat gaming. Like, it's a cute little animal. Like, each animal has its own merits and stuff like that, and that's, to me, what makes a true gamer, not like someone who just likes one genre or one game and they just stick to it and that's all they do, and they haven't explored any other genres, so they talk shit about them because they don't really understand, you know, what could be lovable about them. So that's kind of how I feel about Telltale episodic games, and I'm not quite sure what to actually make of them. I used to say that, oh my god, I'm so excited, it's going to be amazing, and now I'm like less interested in playing Game of Thrones through, less interested in playing The Walking Dead, but I am really excited to play on YouTube for you a Let's Play of The Wolf Among Us, because I think The Wolf Among Us is definitely worth a playthrough, and it's definitely interesting for me because I get to, you know, make certain choices and have certain reactions to the gameplay and the decisions, and it's really fun for my viewers, and it's interactive, and it's great for streaming, of course, because people get to watch it live, and then I upload it to YouTube as a Let's Play, as like episodes and stuff. And I think that's going to be cool. So that's going to be one of my next games. I think right now I'm going to be playing Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed, because it's finally out on PC. It came out in May on PC, and I've been wanting to play that game for a long time since I heard of it, because it's a JRPG, it's got, you know, hack and slash elements, and it doesn't have the turn-based fighting, which I don't really like. And it has choices, and it has anime chicks, and you're just like fighting them to knock off their clothes, and there's vampire elements, and it's just fucking awesome, and I think it's hilarious and very sexual. I like that. I like really sexual games. I like, you know, Japanese culture, Korean culture, all that stuff. I think it's really cool. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I also have, I'm finally going to, I promise you, in the next, like, week, I'm finally going to upload the 20 games from my childhood video, which I think you guys will really like. I'll probably post that as the main trailer to my gaming channel for a while. And I got a bunch of really cool stuff coming up. I have 2 giveaways coming up, one for indie games and one specific to No Time to Explain, which is a game that's coming out on the 17th, and I already have a beta key and beta access for it, so there'll be videos of that coming soon once the embargo lifts, for sure. The message that they sent me was very convoluted. It was like, you know, July 17th, embargo lift. It didn't even say embargo lifted. It's like embargo reviewed, and then it's like no embargo for streaming, blah blah. And I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? I don't understand what the fuck is going on. But anyway, so I'll have 3 keys to give away of that, and then for my my indie games giveaway with Kingwin, I will be giving away 4 of my most favorite indie games, and I will be playing the Stanley Parable, which is the only indie game I haven't played on the list, to kind of promote the giveaway. So I'm excited to give away games because I love doing giveaways for games. I wish I could do more giveaways for hardware, but I don't really have the means or the sponsorship to give away like extra things. I usually just get 1 copy of something to unbox and review on my channel, and I actually have 2 things that I still need to unbox and review from Roccat. So lots of cool content coming soon, and I really appreciate the support that you guys have given me. The Let's Play with Jay for Super Mario Bros. 3 is coming to an end. It's already come to an end live-wise. We already finished it, and we have played TMNT, Machine Hunter, and now we're on Donkey Kong Country, the first one, so that's really exciting. Retro Nights, once again, they're going to be Saturday night, not Saturday at midnight, so not Friday night anymore. It's going to be Saturday night or Sunday morning, which is like after midnight, and it's Pacific Standard Time, so PST, if you need to find out exactly what that is. And remember, you can always follow my stream, which is twitch.tv/TaraBabcock or TaraBabcock.tv, either way you want to do it. And you can turn on notifications, so anytime I go live, you instantly get an email letting you know that Tara Babcock has gone live, and with what kind of stream, because the title's there. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this wasn't too long and verbose, but I really appreciate everything you guys are doing for me, and I fucking love games, so love games with me and enjoy my content. Bye guys.